welcome back to Ant's Rant. Today I got a new story for you guys. I got robbed by an old lady. It's fucking embarrassing, but hey, it happened, and you live and you learn, I guess. It happened when I was just a brand new security guard, and I was kind of naive and I didn't think about the consequences, and it's just something funny that happened, I guess. At the time it wasn't funny, but thinking about it now, it's actually pretty hilarious. So I was working in Santee, California, and this was one of my first security officer positions. I was really excited for my first sight, and I just thought that this was a great opportunity for me to learn a lot of new things. So at the time I was attending college full-time, and I was also working full-time. It was kind of difficult, but you get to work with your schedule, and at the time I was making money and getting good grades, so it worked out. In order to keep up my good grades and keep doing good and working hard, I managed to find a schedule where I was working 12-hour shifts, 2 separate sites, and I was loving it, man. And it wasn't too bad, I felt like I was at work most of the time, and then the rest of the days I was just at school. I started work at 12 p.m. and it was just a regular day where I was just doing my routine patrols. I had my own office, and then some lady, she was sent to my office, and I thought that was kind of odd because you weren't supposed to send anybody to my office, because usually what would happen was I would have to go to report to the area where something happened. She came to my office and she was saying that her car got hit by a car that was parked next to her. She pulled out, and it basically scraped the side of her car. She needed a report from me so she can turn it into her insurance, and so basically she said that she wouldn't have to pay $500 because she would have my report or something like that. And I said, you know what, that's cool, I'll give you my report, but just let me verify with my company, so I'm not liable for something that I didn't want to do on purpose. I called my company and I told them that about the situation, what was going on, and they flat out told me no. They said if she wanted to talk to them, they gave me a number. So I gave her the number and I told her about, she needed to call. Basically, it's not my fault. They told me no. She was kind of already mad about the situation. So when I told her no, she got so mad. But keep in mind, this older lady was about 70, and she was in her 70s. She decides to call the number right there in front of me and by my office, and as she's on the phone with them, I could hear them and they're saying no. She's yelling at them on the phone. There was pretty much nothing I could do for her. She saw me going into my truck to get my notepad so I can take down her name and start writing the report. I was just basically waiting for the yes from my company so I can start doing the report. When they said no, I basically just closed my office. Told her I'm sorry, and I decided to close. I closed my office, and it was my routine round for the day. So I walked around. It was basically a 2-minute walk to walk the whole facility. And as I'm coming back around, I come back to a fucking broken window, man. Well, she basically broke my window, and I'm like, I don't know why this shit has to happen to me, but when she broke my window, I was just thinking, it's the easy fix, It's not really expensive to fix a window. But then I'm looking inside, and all my shit is gone. She took my jacket. She took my backpack for school that I had just written my essays for my courses. she took basically everything. She took my statements for from my checks that had my social security information inside. And you know, I was fucking heated, man. I didn't know what to do, man. I thought this was just an innocent old lady. So I decided to call my dispatch company, and I told them about the situation. Right after that, I decided to call sheriff's department. And man, I was on the sheriff's department line for, it was a non-emergency number, so I was on there for maybe like an hour and a half, and they wouldn't answer. Well, I saw a camera right above my truck. I saw a camera, and I was like, I got her, you know. I can just call the cops and they can just come in there and just basically check the tapes, and that was it. You know, that they could go to her house and, you know, basically just get my shit back. For some reason, they weren't picking up the phone, and they told me not to dial the emergency because this wasn't an emergency. So since they weren't answering the phone, I decided to go inside one of the stores, and I told them, hey, you know, is it cool if I just check the tapes real quick? Somebody broke my window, you know, yada yada yada. And they told me no. They said, you know, we don't want to be reliable for an incident that, you know, that could happen because you're mad that somebody broke your window, and, you know, you could possibly go hurt that lady. I was like, man, I'm not gonna go hurt that lady, but I understand, you know. I decided to, you know, just let it go, and I went out to my next site. And the only reason why I remember this incident so well is because it was about 11:30 at night, and I was fucking freezing because I was next to the mountains. It was inland. I was freezing that night, and it started raining, and my window was down, and I couldn't roll it up. This is just something funny now, but back then it wasn't funny. I showed up to my classes with I had to rewrite my whole essays that took me forever to write. So, you know, stuff like this always seems to happen to me. But then that's not even it, because this lady came back to the store, and I guess one of the staff members overheard me, because I was mad. I told her, why did she send that lady to my office? And, you know, now this had to happen. She basically saw the lady again, and she told the lady, you know, this security officer is saying that you broke his window. He's really upset. He doesn't understand why this had to happen. So this lady she goes off, and she brings her husband to try to fight me. After that, it just went down the hill, and, you know, I cussed the guy out. I cussed her out. She was saying that, you know, she didn't take my stuff, but, you know, at the end of the day, I just told her, you know, it's fine, whatever. If that's what you decided to do, just know that karma's a bitch, and you're gonna get yours, you know. Just a little story time I wanted to share with you guys. Man, I don't know why I always gotta get in trouble like this, man. I was just trying to, you know, go to work and get paid. But I understand, you know, if that happened to me, I probably would have. Well, if that happened to me, I don't think I would have done the same thing. But I know I would have been mad if somebody just scraped my car, and I know I had to pay $500 for something that, you know, didn't even have to happen. Thanks a lot, person who scraped your car. Now it cost me my backpack and my window broken. But it's a chain reaction, you know. It's just a chain reaction. Thanks for tuning in to Ant's Rant. Stay safe, stay positive.